Beloved, know this truth. Your supply is not in the hands of man. Your money, your increase, your overflow, is not held back by banks, bosses, or balances. It is held back only by unseen walls within you. And today we tear down every wall and break through to your financial freedom. For the universe is rich, and it withholds no good thing. Gold, silver, houses, opportunities, they are all but shadows of the divine abundance that surrounds you. But it is not enough to know this. You must speak it. You must decree it. For your word is your wand, and with it you can command mountains to move on. They will. You say, my money is blocked. Then I ask you, who blocked it? Was it fear? Was it guilt? Was it that old record that says, I'm not worthy? Tear it up, burn it in the fire of truth. For I say unto you, you are a child of the Most High, and a child of the Most High does not beg. A child commands, and so, we speak 3 holy decrees, simple, yes, but powerful beyond reason. Decree 1, I now release all blocks, and divine money flows to me freely and endlessly. Let it go, friend. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the past. This decree is the spiritual dynamite that breaks the dam. Your good has always been trying to reach you, now it shall. Decree 2, unexpected income flows to me from unseen and unlimited sources. Do not look to your job, or your clients, or even your relatives. Look to source. Money can come from the east, the west, the north, and the south. It can come through people, promotions, refunds, gifts, miracles. You do not need to know how, you need only to believe on speak. Decree 3, I live in divine overflow. I have more than enough for myself and others. You were not born to just get by. You were born to thrive. You are meant to give, to share, to build, to bless. Say it, more than enough, because what you decree is what you receive. If you speak lack, you live in lack. But if you speak overflow, you walk in abundance. Now, walk with boldness. Let your words rise with power. Let every syllable carry the vibration of faith. Let doubt flee from your presence. You are no longer asking, you are commanding. No longer waiting, you are receiving. Beloved, the gates of your supply have been opened. The flow is already on its way. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, let the people say, it is done. It is done. It is done. Amen and amen. When you speak a decree, you are not begging the universe, you are commanding it. You are not whispering a hope into the void. You are declaring spiritual truth into motion. This is not the language of fear, nor the language of doubt. It is the language of divine authority. Too often, people pray as if the heavens are locked, pleading for a few crumbs to fall from the table of life. But this is not the way of the spiritually awakened. The awakened soul understands that the universe is governed by law-unchanging, unfailing spiritual law. And just as you would press a button and expect the elevator to rise, you decree your desire and expect the spiritual mechanism to move in your favor. Decrees are divine tools. They are sacred commands that pierce through the illusion of lack. When spoken with faith, they do not return void. They do not meander in the atmosphere, hoping to land somewhere useful. They strike their target. A decree is not a request to a far-off power. It is a command issued from your soul to the infinite field of spirit, and that field responds with precision. The moment you speak, I am provided for richly and daily. The spiritual law begins arranging all things necessary to make that truth visible in your world. But the key lies in the tone of authority, not arrogance, not desperation, but spiritual certainty. And so there are 3 sacred decrees that have been revealed, 3 divine statements of power that, when spoken with conviction, begin to dissolve debt, draw in unexpected money, and open the floodgates to overflow. These are not magic words. They are spiritual instructions encoded with truth. The first decree, I now release all blocks, and divine money flows to me freely and endlessly, is a command to the subconscious and the universe alike. It tells the inner self, release the fear, release the old stories. It tells the spiritual realm, the gate is now open. Flow may begin. The second decree, unexpected income flows to me from unseen and unlimited sources, bypasses the limitations of logic. You may not know where the money is coming from, and you don't have to. Your part is to decree. Spirit's part is to deliver. This statement breaks the mental habit of thinking there is only one source of supply. It opens the door for miracles, for favor, for channels you never considered. A check in the mail, a canceled debt, a sudden opportunity. The form doesn't matter. What matters is your readiness to receive. And the third decree, I live in divine overflow. I have more than enough for myself and others, establishes you not as a seeker of scraps, but as a distributor of plenty. It is a declaration of divine wealth consciousness. You are not merely asking to survive, you are declaring your alignment with the universe that always gives in abundance. These 3 decrees, spoken daily and believed wholeheartedly, begin the great unraveling of financial bondage and the unstoppable rising of financial freedom. Forgiveness is one of the most overlooked keys to unblocking the flow of money. Many souls pray for prosperity, affirm abundance, and even speak powerful decrees, yet still feel stuck, still feel blocked, still wonder why their good has not yet arrived. The truth is this: no decree can plant its roots in a heart filled with bitterness, resentment, or guilt. Forgiveness is not a soft, sentimental act, it is a radical release. It is a spiritual transaction that clears the energetic ledger. Until forgiveness is given freely and fully, the channels of wealth remain congested. For you cannot hold a grudge and hold divine supply at the same time. They do not occupy the same vibration. Every thought of anger, every memory of betrayal, every tight grip on the past becomes like a stone in the river of your abundance. You may be asking for flow, but your energy says, blocked. You may say, I am ready to receive, but your soul is still holding on to the energy of what someone did to you, what they didn't do, what you regret, or how life has disappointed you. These unhealed emotions become invisible barriers to wealth. They do not just affect your peace of mind, they affect your money, because money is spiritual. It is energy, it is vibration, and it cannot circulate where the energy is clogged by Many people imagine that forgiveness is something you give only when the other person apologizes. But spiritual law does not wait on apologies. It waits on alignment. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about freeing you. When you forgive, you unclog your own spiritual pipes. You allow yourself to be a clear, open vessel through which good can pour. This is why forgiveness must come before financial demonstration. The vibration of resentment repels wealth. The vibration of grace attracts it. There are people praying for increase while still secretly harboring anger at a former friend, a parent, an ex-partner, even at God, and yet they wonder why their finances are stagnant. Forgiveness must also be extended to the self. You cannot curse your past decisions and expect the future to bless you. You cannot speak harshly about your financial mistakes and then decree abundance. Spiritual law cannot override contradiction. To truly walk in freedom, you must say, I forgive myself completely. I now release the energy of guilt and walk in grace. That one statement can break chains. That one act can restore flow. Even more, there are times when the soul must forgive life itself. Those moments when things didn't go the way you planned, when you felt abandoned by the very force you were taught to trust. And yet, when you choose to forgive even those moments, you reclaim your power. You say to the universe, I trust again. I open again. I allow the good to come again. And from that open, softened space, miracles move, supply rushes in, and the money that seemed blocked begins to flow, not from effort, not from control, but from release. That there is a sacred power hidden in the spoken word, and when directed through a decree, it becomes a spiritual command that activates divine law. The moment you speak a decree rooted in truth and faith, you are no longer operating in the realm of wishful thinking. You are entering the realm of divine demonstration. There are 3 such decrees, each one designed not just to inspire but to transform. These are not idle affirmations. They are spiritual tools crafted to unlock what has been stuck, release what has been delayed, and magnetize what already belongs to you by divine right. Each decree is a vibration, a sound that calls forth your good, cuts through resistance, and sets spiritual energy into motion. The first decree: I now release all blocks, and divine money flows to me freely and endlessly, is a powerful spiritual reset. Most people are unaware of the inner blockages they carry: old beliefs, silent fears, inherited stories about money being scarce or hard to earn. These unconscious patterns act like locks on the doors of abundance. This decree is not just about attracting money, it's about removing the interference. When you say these words with conviction, you are telling your mind, your body, your energy, and the universe that you are no longer available for limitation. You are choosing flow over fear, trust over tension, and the moment you truly let go, the divine current begins to move. Supply was never absent, it was only blocked. This decree clears the way. The second decree: unexpected income flows to me from unseen and unlimited sources. removes the mental limitation that says money must come from only one direction. Many people block their good because they believe it can only arrive through their job, a client, or a paycheck. But divine supply is not bound by human logic. It moves through channels, not sources, and the channels are infinite. When you decree this, you are giving the universe permission to surprise you. You are opening the door for the extraordinary, for the gift, the refund, the bonus, the opportunity, the open door you never saw coming. This decree shatters the narrow thinking that limits financial flow and welcomes in provision from every direction. The more you speak it with faith, the more you notice how money begins to show up quietly, powerfully, and often, quite unexpectedly. The third decree, I live in divine overflow. I have more than enough for myself and others, is the vibration of wealth consciousness. It affirms that you are not surviving, you are thriving. It speaks to a level of provision that allows you not only to meet your needs, but to bless others, to give freely, to live in generosity. This decree moves you from the frequency of lack into the frequency of divine opulence. It is not boastful, it is truthful. You are declaring alignment with the abundance of the universe itself. And in doing so, you set a tone for every financial interaction you experience. These 3 decrees, when spoken daily with belief, become a spiritual force. They realign your energy, reprogram your mind, and reawaken your divine right to prosper. Your word is not merely sound, it is creative power. It is the very force that shapes your world, carves out your experience, and magnetizes what you call reality. When you decree a thing, it is not your job to wonder how or when it is your job to know that it is already done. The moment you speak it in faith, the wheels of spiritual law begin to turn. The universe doesn't respond to begging. It responds to boldness, to belief, to the unwavering conviction that what is spoken in divine authority is already accomplished in the invisible realm. This is the secret, to speak as though it is already yours, even if the senses have not yet caught up. So many people weaken their word by looking around and judging by appearances. They say, I am rich, then glance at their empty wallets and silently revoke it with doubt. They say, I am provided for, but then rehearse every bill and worry in their mind. This is not how divine demonstration works. You cannot plant a seed and dig it up the next morning to check its growth. You must speak, believe, and walk forward as if it were already so. That is the vibration that manifests. That is the energy that pulls the unseen into the seen. The law does not require you to understand how your supply will commit, only requires that you know it will. When you say, I am now living in divine overflow, you are aligning yourself with a frequency that already exists. You are not creating abundance, you are tuning into it. Just as a radio must be set to the right station to receive the broadcast, your mind must be tuned to prosperity to receive its flow, and the dial is turned through your word. Each time you speak in faith, you adjust your vibration. Each time you declare the truth in spite of appearances, you move closer to the manifestation. This is why your word must be deliberate. It must not be casual, uncertain, or contradictory. You cannot say, I am wealthy, and then follow it with, but I never have enough. That is spiritual confusion. The law does not respond to mixed signals. It responds to clarity, to intention, to consistency. You must train yourself to speak only what you desire to see. Guard your tongue, for it holds the power of life and death, of abundance and lack. Speak not of your fears, but of your faith. Speak not of what is missing, but of what is becoming. When you speak a decree, you must feel it, embody it, act upon it, walk as if the answer is on its way, because it is. Carry yourself with the confidence of someone who knows that divine substance is already moving in their direction. The world may not yet reflect it, but the unseen realm already contains it. Your word calls it forth. Your belief anchors it. Your expectancy receives it, and so it is.